All right, so for the bottom of the body, the pelvis and the ankles, we got a couple more length tension relationships. So I'll talk about the pelvis first, very crucial. Okay, so in the front we got the hip flexors, which kind of pull your pelvis forward in an anterior tilt. And then in the back we got the glutes, which pull your pelvis backwards. Okay, so we got those two muscles in a length tension relationship. The reason why people would have issues with that relationship is mostly through sitting, in which your leg and hip is in this position, your hip flexors get tighter, shorter, and stronger, and your glutes get longer, looser, and weaker. It seems kind of silly that your glutes would be able to be overwhelmed by such a smaller muscle as the hip flexor, but the fact is, if they're loose and they're used to being in a way more stretched out position, they're going to think they're contracted if they're still in a loose position. So they don't really care much. Meanwhile, the hip flexor is very tight and angry, and it's pulling your pelvis forward. So the way to fix that is a hip flexor stretch. You can look up how to do that online, and then strengthening the glutes. That's how you fix the pelvis. What we're looking for is that you basically have just straight up and down, no tilt forward or backward. You can kind of feel it. It just feels like a good settled feeling. And if you put your point at the top of your finger at the top of your hip point, you can see that it's pretty much just straightforward. That's the pelvis. Finally, the ankle, affected by the tibialis in front, and then the calf muscle in the back. So many people have an issue with too tight of calves. What you simply need to do is stretch out the calf and then strengthen the tibialis through a tibialis exercise. That can fix the ankles. The way you know if you've got poor ankle alignment is if your foot is either hunched in this way or out this way. Okay, if it's out this way, too much tibialis, not enough calf. If it's crunched inward, you got too much calf, not enough tibialis. Usually the second one is the issue, and you can see it through flat feet. So basically, strengthen the arches by flexing your arch and kind of crunching those muscles, and then see how the calves get in the way of that. Many times modern footwear damages our calves, or shortens our calf muscle and damages our ankle and foot's ability to function normally. So you definitely want footwear that's loose, doesn't get in the way of the natural function of the foot, doesn't have too much or no heel lift, hopefully, because that shortens the calf. You want basically footwear that doesn't restrict, but rather facilitates the natural movement of the foot. So as a final note, posture is built from the bottom up. So start with the ankles, which affect the pelvis, which affects the shoulders, which affects the neck. If you've got one out of alignment lower down, for instance, if you fix your shoulders and they're good, but your pelvis is still wonky, if you actually fix your pelvis, you'd be looking up at the sky. So you need to start from the bottom up. You can work on them all simultaneously, but remember, posture is built from the ground up. So feet, then pelvis, then shoulders, then neck. And that's posture there. Very crucial and important topic, one which many people don't know how to address. This is how you address it. So thanks for watching.